Sustainable agriculture. And what's the problem with our current farming methods? Sustainable agriculture is defined as farming in sustainable ways, meeting society's present food and textile needs without compromising the ability for current or future generations to meet their needs. So what's the problem with current farming practices? To begin, industrial agriculture is the large-scale, intensive production of crops. This often involves chemical fertilizers on crops that are genetically modified, heavy use of pesticides, and other practices that deplete the land and increase various forms of pollution. Data from a 2017 study by the Census of Agriculture states that 79.6% of all farmland is tilled soil. Tilling soil, though very quick and efficient for preparing soil for new crops, is hugely destructive to both the soil and atmosphere. Tilling soil fractures the soil, accelerating surface runoff and soil erosion. Tilling the soil every crop season doesn't allow topsoil to regenerate to keep up. This can lead to the complete breakdown of the soil, in other words, turning it to dust. Another problem with tilling is that it releases CO2 from the carbon that was originally trapped in the soil back into the atmosphere. When tilling, it is often not just the soil, but the roots and stems of old plants. By tilling them, it exposes the soil to the oxygen of the air, which combined with the carbon stored in the soil, leads to CO2 being released. A 2017 study estimates that with better soil management, global croplands could store an additional 1.85 gigatons of carbon each year. Current industrial agricultural practices also lead to other problems, including water pollution from manure runoff. This can often trigger algae overgrowth, leading to an overproduction of harmful toxins ending up in our oceans. In short, current practices are depleting the ecosystem as they prioritize a quick profit over the sustainability of their practices. But regenerative farming might be the solution. Regenerative agriculture or farming is a crop management process that's main goal is to maintain soil health. This can include no-till planting, limited use of pesticides and synthetic fertilizers, and adaptive grazing. One benefit of regenerative agriculture is that it increases organic matter, decomposed life that helps grow more life in the soil. This creates healthier soil and yields better crop outcomes. Increasing biodiversity adds organic matter that also helps the ecosystem thrive. Another benefit of regenerative farming is that it increases the soil's resiliency to both drought and flood. Healthier soil holds more rainfall, meaning less runoff and more water stored in the soil for the plant to use during droughts. This also prevents any pesticides or fertilizer from transporting via soil runoff into our water sources. Intercropping is a regenerative farming method and means planting a mixture of 2 or more plant species in close proximity to each other. This can include multiple cash crops together or a cover and non-cash crop that will provide a benefit to the cash crop it will be planted with. Intercrops more effectively use resources including light, water, and nutrients than single crop fields. Effective allocations of soil nutrients to different plants reduces the need for synthetic fertilizers. Most often, nitrogen-fixing plants, like many species of beans, are used as they supplement the nitrogen budgets of many crops. Crop mixtures also frequently have lower pest densities as the mixture often confuses insect-type pests, and for specific crops, can even attract beneficial predators. The amount of land needed for this practice is far less than monocultures. This means that higher crop yield per unit reduces the amount of deforestation and by proxy greenhouse gases emitted. Some cons of intercrops are that they can require more careful management and field operation. Special interventions may also need to be taken to keep different species balanced and not in competition with each other. This often must be found through trial and error to help create a viable crop rotation cycle. These are the main reasons why intercropping has not been put to widespread use yet. Many small farms, however, do use this practice. Some farms that are practicing regenerative farming currently are Burroughs Family Farms, Joyce Farms, and Glibwood Farms, to list a few. So how can we help? There are multiple ways that you can encourage moving forward towards a future of regenerative farming methods. Buying organic produce and avoiding meats produced on CAFOs or concentrated animal feeding operations. Purchasing from regenerative farms or even planting your own crops in your backyard or local gardens promotes healthy and long-lasting farming practices. Regenerative farming is the way forward, and allowing us to secure a more sustainable future for ourselves and transform agriculture from a strain on our environment to a form of revival.